This is iLLANOiZE Radio with Biko, Illinois Jones, and Pretty Riot going down right now.
Make sure to check out the iLList playlist in which we provide you with the latest tracks we play live on our show. Head over to Spotify and search iLLANOiZE Radio to follow our playlist as well as follow our podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Why is hip-hop easily manipulated and finessed? You know, it's a lot of finessing going on within this hip-hop, within our hip-hop culture.
Right.
And I feel like we should address some things. So, I mean, I'll let one of you guys take the floor, then I'll come on in. And
Ladies first?
Dang.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, kick it off, Jones.
All right. So, to me, it's like it's nobody to stand up for us no more. You know what I mean? Everything is about money and clout, and everybody wants it. So, like, they couldn't do the stuff when the 90s, the early 2000s. A lot of stuff that's accepted now would have been accepted back then. Back then, everybody is greedy now. You have to see, like, the people that wasn't going for none. Like, we had Dame Dashes. We had the Puff Daddies, the Master P's. We had people like that was really in charge and really wasn't going. It was empowered the black entrepreneurship.
And everything was about talent, too, back then.
So you got to think about it. Now you get people who they just want a quick dollar. Yeah. Everything is about a quick dollar. Everything is on social media. You know how easy to manipulate something on social media?
I feel like it's no more passion in it, and that's why it allows people to be easily manipulated.
But then they use our own people to do it.
Yeah. Of course.
They use the people we look up to.
That's the right way to do it. That's the best way to manipulate somebody is to use the fan favorite.
Yep.
It's the Samuel L. Jackson and what's the movie? Django.
Yeah, I like
that.
Who put that nigga on that man?
Good reference.
Yeah. I know, right? That was a beautiful reference.
Right, that was a great reference.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It's a lot of those. It's a lot of those in the industry that we have that sell that help manipulate us to see shit.
And I wonder too, like, why the black race is easy to manipulate, man. Like, I
feel like it's because we don't, in a sense, I feel like we don't have no unity. Like, everybody, I feel like other cultures, they stand together so that they educate each other and whatnot. But I feel like black people really have this every man for themselves type of mentality. And I feel like that's our downfall, is that we don't want to come together to, one, educate, or just be like, nah, you shouldn't do that. Just give it offer a little bit of advice. And then we uneducated about a lot of stuff. Like, we see money and run towards money and think that all money, good money, and it's not.
I think another thing, too, is we depend on other resources to get what we need. Too.
Ooh,
yeah.
So when we have to depend on other people for certain stuff, it's easy to manipulate that. We depend on people for our news. We depend on people for our foods, our money, every resources we have. We don't have our own, so we have to depend on that. And with that, you get manipulated.
And that's what
we get middleman to lie, all that, you know.
Yeah, we do it. I was gonna say that goes back to when we was taken from Africa. And they, brought the slaves over. Before we provided for ourselves, we built our own homes.
I mean, even when they brought us over here, we was provided.
And then they slowly separated.
What to say that half of us wasn't already here already? Mm-hmm. You feel me? They probably finessed us up to believe. Like, we don't, like, it's some of us, everybody wasn't from, it's some people that's from like, really has rights here. Because they wasn't from here.
Mm-hmm. The Native Americans was here first, and then that white ass man, excuse me, my French. Then that stupid man, Christopher Columbus, talking about he discovered. Y'all want to hear my theory about America real quick? Yeah. So my theory about America is that when Christopher Columbus came over here talking about I discovered this, the Native Americans was like, oh yeah. And then they started killing all their people, and before the last real ones was to go, they put a curse on America. I feel like they cursed the land because this was their land in the first place, and that's why we be having natural disasters. And then you see what they was doing with that oil line, and they was trying to put it over in their over in their area. Yeah, they came and they messed with the Native Americans, and I mean, like, I feel a little like ignorant speaking about it because I don't know about it, but they were very in tune with like the land and their resources, and like in a sense those were their gods. So it's like you coming in, you messing with our gods in a sense.
Sort of like the Haitians did.
They came and they put a curse on America, and that's exactly why America is in the state that they in. That's my little conspiracy theory. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's an actually good ass conspiracy. I'm gonna jump back into the manipulation. I feel like too, the music in general towards what we listen to is really what's souping people up and getting them, you know, wanting to buy certain brands, wanting to do certain things. It got everybody wanting to jump into certain things. Because once music has a sound wave, right? You start getting used to that sound wave, it catches you. And it's like television. It's programming.
They might fuck the shit out of us.
Yeah.
And
all the drugs we listen to in the songs about the getting high, the sexual intercourse, the killing.
The biggest finesse of the year, my nigga, was by Nike. Nike finessed us so crazy.
Colin Kaepernick.
With Colin Kaepernick.
They finessed us so ugly, and they sponsor half of the. They sponsored the NFL jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? They did the Colin Kaepernick commercial. Sales went up.
Yep.
Like they don't support the NFL. They supporting the NFL. It's the finesse. They manipulated us. Because what happened when that Colin Kaepernick commercial dropped? Everybody
was like, "Oh,
I'm gonna get some Nikes."
Yep. They stock prices, everything shot up.
But they still supporting the NFL.
Of course they is.
But can we also talk about that too? How many people canceled the NFL become Super Bowl Sunday? People betting on the game. Like I thought the NFL was canceled, and that's another thing that I don't like. I feel like we're so easily manipulated, and it's like we follow trends and we just hop on waves of things. Like it's just a wave. Like that Colin Kaepernick thing. Like everybody was kneeling with Cap for a minute. And
half of it was fake. Fake ass activists.
I mean, of course, a lot of that was fake. Period. I'm not denying that, but it's like it's sick that we can't stand for nothing. The people who came before us, the Martin Luther Kings, the Rosa Parks, you know, they really stood for something, and they stood on it. They marched for how long? It was a million people. It was a million people lined up for back and for the March on March 10th. You know what I'm saying? So how is it that we can't even stand with each other to say, "Damn, y'all won't give him a job. Let's not really watch the NFL. I don't care who's playing." Period. Point blank. Like we so easily manipulated, and it's like, don't nobody have no. I don't want to say discipline, but it's nothing driving people no more.
Yeah, and that is definitely what we missing. Drive.
Because it's deeper than just the NFL.
It's deeper than NFL. One thing I can say, the NFL, their ratings did fall this year. It was the worst within 10 years.
Right.
Of the Super Bowl. So that's a good thing.
I mean, we still have the NFL. We still have we still have the lottery. It goes education.
Let's get back to brands real quick. Gucci, for instance. Gucci put what's his name? The guy that do the designer for Gucci,
Dapper Dan.
They put Dapper Dan,
and then come out with
Gucci.
This. Don't get me started. They used Dapper Dan as a ploy to get African Americans to be like, "Oh,
that was Samuel L. Jackson.
We fuck with y'all," but then y'all turn around and y'all release a design that literally is a direct mockery of like modern day minstrel shows. Like, and then they had the nerve to release that whole, we're sorry, we didn't know. Like, minstrel shows have been around, or they were very popular in like the 30s, 40s. Gucci, y'all knew what y'all was doing. That was just a slap in the face.
Knew what they was doing.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
But they never wanted us in their clothes
anyway. From jump, a lot of these big designers never wanted black people in their shit to begin with. Tommy Hilfiger.
Yep, Tommy.
Timberland.
Yeah,
a lot of them,
it's
bro.
a lot. Like,
and it's like we putting money in their pockets.
And Kanye said this when he was trying to jump into the fashion where he said Gucci ain't want no black person, no minority. He said none of those overseas people like the Louis Vuittons and all that, they don't want no black people within their organization unless it's gonna make them dollars. And Kanye put it out there like, hey, y'all need to see this.
Tupac said it best, man. They use the ghetto, the hood, for our pain and suffering. They come and take what we got, and they get rich off of it. They profit off of it, but they never want to give back. They will never want to give back to it. Think about when the early 2000s, we had Rockefeller, everybody had their own clothing line. You had Rockaway. Even Nelly had his own clothing line.
Baby Fat, Apple Bottoms.
Sean John.
And there was brands that was for us,
LRG. Fubu. Like, we hit out, like, everybody had their own brand and pushing it. And what happened later? You don't hear
nothing about it because black people stopped supporting it. And that's another thing too. Like, it's sad that there are no real famous black designers. Like, we don't have nobody to spend our money with the white people, and that's the problem. Is because
and that's how we easily manipulate it.
No, because we don't even want to put that money back into ourselves. All that money y'all spend on Gucci and Louis and Prada,
$900 for that damn sweater
and Givenchy, whatever it's called. Like, put that back into your communities. Like, the black dollar is the most powerful dollar. We we hold weight when it comes to that. So start putting that back into your own community. Start buying y'all friends clothes. Like shit, shop at Target. You feel me?
Hey,
like
real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Like stop putting money into these people, and they really don't. They laughing at us.
Can I say something real quick?
Go right ahead.
Big shout out to Rich Solis.
Shout out to Rich
calling
Solis.
that out early. Said Rich
so
because Gucci ain't for us.
Period.
So y'all go
Period.
shop with the homie Rich Solis because he definitely
Rich
been
Solis.
having them shirts out there. You know that collection out there for quite some time, and then Gucci proved him right. So big shout out to Chicago designer Rich Solis on that.
Man, shout out to all the Chicago designers that's been doing the thing, especially the ones that came up here.
Shout out Ron
Louis,
Rich Solis.
Rich Solis. Big shout out to Sweats by Stewie. Shout out
Fashion Geek,
F Fame.
It's so many Chicago brands.
It's a lot, man, and we just have to support that.
Joey Fresh Goods.
You be putting EYs on everybody's name. That man
Chicago,
Fresh Goods.
Yeah.
Chicago versus everybody. Chicago or nowhere, something like that.
Leaders.
Yo.
All of them. Shout out Illinois clothing line.
Right, shout out Illinois.
Shout out Illinois, you feel me? But it's just we just have to support ourselves.
And not hesitate to do it either.
And that's how you stay away from being manipulated and finessed.
You stay away from being finessed.